Time now for Dollars and Cents, where I answer your money questions and help you navigate a changing economy. I've been hearing from a lot of you, angry and confused about certain fees showing up on your restaurant bills. Many of you say you're surprised at the extra bucks tacked onto your bill that aren't food, tax, or tip. I talked with a woman in Auburn who says she feels taken advantage of and wants to know what she paid for.
I noticed a charge on my receipt that was quite surprising, something I had never seen before.
Danny Dean, a busy mom in Auburn, recently took her kids out for a pizza dinner.
I was in such a rush that I kind of just grabbed my food, paid, and left, and I didn't notice my receipt until after I had left the restaurant.
That's when she saw this, a $4.03 charge called California Employer Mandates.
I was really thrown back by that.
Not knowing what the fee was, she took to social media to see if other people experienced it too. And it turns out Danny wasn't alone. Someone commented on her post saying, "I've noticed this trend the last few years of separating out fees from the menu price." Another person asked, "How is that even legal if they don't tell you about the fee before you order?"
Restaurants are trying to find a way to kind of, in a sense, raise prices sometimes without actually, visibly raising prices.
And they can do so through service charges like the one Danny had. Experts say these charges can be legal in California and are not new. In fact, they've been around for a few years now, mainly in big cities like LA, San Francisco, and some restaurants here in Sacramento.
The fact that it's sort of spreading is, I think, in a way indicative of this pressure of inflation kind of hitting not just big cities, but sort of hitting, suburbs and smaller towns.
I also asked a Sacramento-based hospitality lawyer about this fee. He says if implemented correctly, service charges can be a mandatory part of the bill and not something a customer could or should refuse to pay. He says, quote, "As California's legislature has continued to burden employers with more and more costs, like higher minimum wages, costs associated with mandatory training, or paying for food handler cards, restaurants have struggled financially."
Kind of way sometimes to sort of raise prices, but also sort of say, hey, this is not our fault. We're not really the ones doing it, right? It's other stuff going on, whether it's healthcare costs or pressure from minimum wages. And in general, restaurants are, run on very thin profit margins.
But if restaurants push guests too far, they could risk losing them. For customers like Danny, it's the lack of transparency that's really frustrating.
I think that's the thing I don't like the most. I should be aware of what it is, and I should have the option whether I want to proceed with that purchase or not.
I reached out to the Small Business Administration and the California Restaurant Association, but they declined to comment. Well, currently, restaurants aren't required to put up notices about the service charges, a lawyer tells me. But there has been some litigation over service charges not listed on the menu. I'm told starting July 1st, a new law will allow service charges, but they have to be incorporated into that menu price, Chris.
That's good to know. And what can folks do if they see a confusing fee on their bill?
Yeah, don't be afraid to speak up, okay? If you're confused, ask a worker or a manager, and always read your receipt, all that fine print, right? Before you order or pay, look for any signs or notices of service charges in the restaurant or maybe on the menu. I understand everyone is in a hurry these days, but really taking that time to read the details can save you a lot of money, and we all want to do that.
And confusion in the end,
yes.
too, huh? You can always read more at abc10.com.